Hi, this is Manna Jagya. In today's session, we are going to discuss the most important autobiographical works in English literature. The first work that I'll be discussing is Grace Abounding, published 1666. Grace Abounding is a work written by John Bunyan. Now, John Bunyan wrote Grace Abounding as his spiritual autobiography. It is a biblical allegory. It alludes a lot to the Bible. Also remember the work talks about imprisonment of John Bunyan in Bedford, and he wrote this work during his imprisonment. The full title of this work is Grace Abounding to the Chief of Sinners. The subtitle of this work is A Brief Relation of the Exceeding Mercy of God in Christ to His Poor Servant John Bunyan. So you see how the title and as well as the subtitle are an allusion to the Holy Bible. The second important autobiographical work written in English literature is Speak Memory. Speak Memory was published in the year 1966 and it is written by the Russian writer Vladimir Nabokov. He dedicated this work to his wife Vera. And this work, Speak Memory, it covers his life from the year 1903 until his emigration to America in 1940. The title of the first chapter is Perfect Past. It is a collection of individual essays. The Times magazine included this work among the 100 all-time best non-fiction books in the year 2011. The opening line of this work is, "The cradle rocks above an abyss, and common sense tells us that our existence is but a brief crack of light between the two eternities of darkness." Now, this opening line is taken from Thomas Carlyle's lecture, The Hero as Man of Letters. Remember, this work, Speak Memory, which is by Vladimir Nabokov, the first edition appeared in the year 1951 and the revised edition appeared in the year 1966. The third important autobiographical work in English literature is Such Were the Joys. Such Were the Joys, published 1953. This is an autobiographical essay by George Orwell. And this work describes his life from 1911 to 1916. This work is published posthumously in Partisan Review. The title Such Were the Joys is taken from William Blake's poem The Echoing Green. Now, this essay, Such Were the Joys, deals with George Orwell's life and education at boarding school. And it also throws reflections on class conflict, child psychology, and also there is this middle class mentality theme that will appear in this text. The next important autobiographical work is World Within World. This work was published in the year 1951. It is written by Stephen Spender and it deals with his life from the year 1928 to 1939. The major themes in World Within World are love, poetry, politics, literature, his childhood and travels, his attitude towards moral problems, etc. What is important to remember about this work is its opening line. To break out the chaos of my darkness into a lucid day is all my will. To break out the chaos of my darkness into a lucid day is all my will. Lucid is something when you dream with your open eyes. That is lucidity. So to break out the chaos of my darkness into a lucid day is all my will. It says that even in darkness, even in chaos, he has to break the darkness, break the chaos by dreaming with his open eyes. This is all he desires for. The next important autobiographical work is The Mirror of the Sea. The Mirror of the Sea is the autobiographical work of Joseph Conrad, published in the year 1906. It is actually a collection of autobiographical essays. He called this book a very intimate revelation. He says This is a very intimate revelation I have attempted here to lay bare with the unreserve of a last hour's confession, the terms of my relation with the sea. So it clearly states the relation of Joseph Conrad with the sea, and even in the title you have the mirror of the sea. Now the next important autobiography is Time Bends, A Life. Time Bends, A Life. This was published in the year 1987. Time Bends, Bends. It's a joint word. Time Bends, A Life. Published 1987. This is the autobiography of Arthur Miller, and it deals with his boyhood in Brooklyn and his experiences as a dramatist. It also throws light on the times in which he was living. It talks about his meetings with notable personalities like Marilyn Monroe. We all know that Arthur Miller and Marilyn Monroe shared a very intimate relationship. Then he also talks about his meetings with Elia Kazan, John F. Kennedy, Clark Gable, etc. The next autobiographical work is A Better Class of Person. A Better Class of Person. This was published in the year 1981, and this autobiography is written by John Osborne. And it again deals with his childhood and his antagonistic relationship with his mother. He also wrote a sequel to this, Almost a Gentleman. Almost a Gentleman. This was published in the year 1991, which was also made into a film. Both were made into films, A Better Class of Person and Almost a Gentleman. The next important autobiography is Arrow in the Blue. Arrow in the Blue, published 1952. This is the autobiography of Arthur Koestler. Arthur Koestler, Koestler. Now, this work, Arrow in the Blue, deals with the first 26 years of Arthur Koestler's life from the year 1905 to the year 1931, and it is divided into 5 parts. And you don't really need to remember the 5 parts in which he has divided the 26 years of life. In this work, he not only talks about his personal life and spiritual development, but he also talks about the historical background of that particular time. The next important work is The Devil Finds Work. The Devil Finds Work. This was published in the year 1976. This is written by James Baldwin. It is an autobiographical essay, and it deals with his experience of watching movies. And also, this work is a kind of critique of the racial politics in American cinema. So this is a work which is related to movies, and it is written by James Baldwin. And the autobiographical essay is The Devil Finds Work, published 1976. The next important autobiography is The Diary of a Young Girl, published 1947. Now this is written by Anne Frank. You must have studied it, read it. You must already be knowing about this work. It is also known as The Diary of Anne Frank, or you can also say The Diary of a Young Girl. Now this is written from 14th June 1942 to 1st August 1944. She wrote this diary while she was hiding with her family during the Nazi occupation of Netherlands. It was originally written in Dutch language, and it was translated into English by B.M. Muriart Doubleday. This diary that she has written, she addresses her diary as Dear Kitty. Her father's name is Otto Frank. Her father, Otto Frank, said, "For me, it was a revelation." Revelation is something new. "For me, it was a revelation. There was revealed a completely different Anne to the child that I had lost." Because we all know that Anne dies. "I had no idea of the depths of her thoughts and feelings." So obviously, a father is stunned to read the diary of his young girl. So in this short session, I have discussed with you 10 most important autobiographies or autobiographical works written in English literature. I hope you have enjoyed the session. The good news is we are soon beginning with a crash course for UGC NET. In this crash course, we are going to cover 300 most important topics in literature. So do join the course. Take good chance of this opportunity because the lectures that we'll be uploading in this course will be short capsule lectures. The lectures won't be long and tiring. They just will be short capsule lectures covering all the important things that you need to study in the last days before your exam. Also, this course is going to give you a wonderful practice of MCQs. A lot of MCQ sheets will be sent to you for your daily practice. A lot of things are going to happen in our crash course. So do avail this opportunity, join the course, and give yourself the best shot that you really require in these last days. That's all for this session. Thank you.